Hi guys, welcome to today, and I just want to tell you, hey, in this video, we're going to have the opportunity to talk to one of my very dear friends and a person that I actually engage in coaching with. And so you want to stick around the video, watch it all the way to the end. But remember, in the description of this video, you're going to find all the tools that you could use to build your business. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, now's the time because you are going to see a lot on this video. So, right now, I want to tell you that we have the pleasure of having a dear friend of mine, to my heart, and somebody that I work with very closely as in coaching and mentoring and just helping to build the business. So for those of you who are not aware of the face, but look at this guys on our channel right here in our office, we have Kevin Marcus Sylvester, Grammy nominated musician that's actually sitting here right now, and I got a few questions for him.
All right, I'm here for you, brother. I'm here for you. Thank you for having me.
Kevin, listen, man, I really appreciate the opportunity and for us to be together just to share with our audience what's happening in our businesses, right?
Of course.
So tell us a little bit about what is it like to be this Grammy nominated musician?
Oh, being Grammy nominated is nice. I will say that. I've been kind of working for it my whole life, and me and my partner will be formed our group Black Violin right down the street, from here, and started playing violin in high school, and we both were met in orchestra class in Dillon High School in Fort Lauderdale, and then it kind of started snowballing. We just got really good at it. We had a teacher that cared, a good coach, so to speak, that cared and pushed us, and end up getting scholarships to college. We get, go to different colleges, come back together, and we just started making hip hop and blending hip hop and classical together and doing it in a way that it doesn't alienate either side. Mm-hmm. We're very respectful to both genres. So, we want to make a song where as soon as the song starts playing, the 60-year-old, classical enthusiast is sitting there like, wow, those violins are amazing, and then meanwhile, little Deshaun sitting there, he's 12, and he like, but those beats though, and then they're listening to the same thing, but having a different experience, and that's what we wanted to do, and that's what we set out to do, and then a couple of years ago, we put out an album independently. It was called Take the Stairs. Nice. And it's about taking the road less traveled. It's about it's not always going to be easy. Everybody wants to take the elevator, just get that success, get that money, everything up front, but sometimes you have to take the stairs. And we made an album, our fourth studio album, and we're nominated for Best Contemporary Instrumental Album. And really just, it's nice. I feel like the good thing about that is, one day, maybe you get an alert that like Grammy nominated artist passed away. But I like that because
listen,
like,
right?
It's like I feel like I've come in my world in this world and done something that gives me this tag so that when I leave, that I've done something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool, and I never really was making music for that purpose, but it does feel good because there are not many other Grammy-nominated musicians, and I'm like in this elite class and recognized by my peers.
But Kev, what would you say would be like a struggle
in that arena?
In that arena, to be Grammy-nominated. What was the struggle?
There was a lot of struggles to even get there. We're two black guys playing violin for one. So it's hard to imagine it. So when we started, it was 2002, 2003. YouTube doesn't exist. Facebook is still for college. There was like MySpace, something like that. But so at the beginning, it was just convincing people that this is something that you want to hear. Yeah. And, for the first, maybe 10 years of our career, it was all about, convincing you. And then you were like, oh, let me see what this violin thing about. Oh, that violin thing was hot. I never heard nothing like that. But we have to constantly grind you through this, convincing you that this is something that you want. So I think it was good for me. It turned into a great skill that I've learned how to kind of nurture and use in other businesses. But that was sort of the big struggle with us, is just getting everyone to believe. And then also, you think about music, and music, it comes from silence. Yeah. It comes from pull it from thin air and here it is, and now it's supposed to make you cry, dance, laugh, move. It's So it's more to it than it seems, I think. And there's struggle in creation, there's struggle in marketing and getting yourself out there. And then also, I think the biggest struggle is trying to remain true to who you are while trying to gain success in a business that's more, materialistic and more polarized than ever before. So that was always the toughest thing for us. But like I said, we ended up getting a Grammy nom on an album called Take the Stairs that we did our way. Nice. Not a piece of that. Every song, every note on that album is true to me and my partner Will. And it's a blessing that we took the stairs and here we are,
We can relate to that in the real estate industry.
I think we can.
As we keep going on, I'm going to ask you a few more questions that can relate, but check this out. So I hear the struggle, Kev, and also we're hearing that, hey, look, you know what? Grind. But you said something to me that I want you to realize. He says, believe. So if you believe that you could be the best realtor that's going to get the listing, you're going to get it. If you believe that you are the best realtor that's going to close that sale, you're going to get it. That's what he's saying, right? Yep. So, Kev, listen to this now, right, as we move on. So what kind of business? You've got your black violin, got that, and you're also a realtor. How does this work?
Well, I became a realtor during COVID, so I had 100 shows on the books cancel. So then I'm thinking to myself, I just bought a house. I'm like, well, how am I going to do this? So I studied, did the test for one whole week, did it in my studio at my house. Nice. And then took the test, passed, and then needed to figure out what I was going to do with it. I think the reason I even decided to become a realtor is I had it in me. I just always, you probably like this, if you're a new realtor, you're on Zillow a lot. You're always going to the open houses. You're really interested in it. You're on House and Pinterest, and you like fixing up and renovating, maybe your own house. But I was very much like that. I liked flipping properties, so I was doing that. And when COVID happened, I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, well, what can I do to be my own boss? Yeah. And what can I do that can make money fairly quickly? Once you know it, you can get good sized commissions. Yeah. And what did I feel like I had a place to grow? I wanted to have a place where I can grow and have actual progress. And that's why I decided to take it and do that. And so I've been a realtor. Tomorrow is my 2-year anniversary. The 25th anniversary. And I just crossed 10 million in sale last week. So so it's been a really great business, that I've been able to put together. I think you've helped a lot in that, but it's also just been, I believed the entire time. And I think, being Black Violin, it allowed me to have that belief. It allowed me to know that that's what you need. And then I'm also, I think probably from Black Violin, I think I gained not just the belief, but also just sort of the work that you got to put at it. Nothing comes easy, and the best things come hard. You really feel that work, after you finish with it. And the things that last the longest sometimes takes the longest to acquire. So sometimes you have to be patient with it as well.
Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, because a lot of realtors, they come into the industry, right? And they're looking for the silver bullet. They're looking for that quick fix.
That $1 million listing, or some of the things that you see on TV they look for, but it's not. Not that it can't be there. It could, but ultimately the belief in yourself is really what you need more than anything.
That's why I love this guy. Okay, you gotta believe and you have to be persistent. So Kev, now you're in this real estate business. You've got 2 things going on. We're amazing, and who do you serve? When it comes to the real, we know who you serve. I've been to your concerts with my daughters, and we all enjoy it, man. When I see you up there doing your thing, it's just in my heart. I love it. So now you're in this real estate realm and this world. What's in your heart?
For me, and another reason I think that success came kind of easier for me is that I think it's all about intentionality. Right? When I play on stage, at the very beginning, maybe I was trying to be famous or I wanted to get money, but over time you realize that you have to be really careful with your intention, because your intention will manifest into your destiny. And for me, I know that in real estate, I think why I became successful early on is because I never thought about money. And I know that can be difficult for certain people and depending on where you are, but I don't go into any deal or any sale or any situation thinking about how much commission I'm gonna make.
Yes.
Like the calculation has to happen at some point, but I'm not. I guess also because I didn't need to rely on it so much, but because of that, I think I go into every deal or every situation with every potential customer, not even, but any potential customer, I'm like, okay, how can I make this the easiest, smoothest transaction for this person? So when they get into the house, all they'll do is they'll just run back to tell everybody they know. You ever been to a really good restaurant and you're at a really good restaurant and you're just like, man, this snapper is so good. You're eating this snapper. You're like, oh, and then you think, man, you know what? Man, Kevin would love this snapper, and then you tell me to go get it. And then I go get the snapper. And then what am I going to do? I'm going to come back to you and be like, Paul, man, that snapper was so good. And I'm going to tell everybody else. Yeah. So I sell that feeling. That is the feeling that I sell. I'm not selling, I got to make 3% commission, 6%. I'm not selling, I'm not, I'm taking this person around too much. I'm just trying to make sure that when this transaction is over, you're going to tell everybody about that piece of snapper that you just had. Yeah. And that's really how I build my business. Any business I do, it's about my customers over everything. And if you're well intentioned, then you're gonna get money, you get success, you get followers, but you just make sure that your intention is pure, because if you're out here trying to get the money, the money is going to evade you, it's going to duck and dodge you all day long. But if you're out here trying to change people's lives and to make them feel and to do a service for them that one of the biggest purchases of their life, then you'll get more clients than you'll ever know what to do with. So just be well intentioned, I would say.
Absolutely, I like that. You're absolutely correct. So Kevin, right? I really appreciate you sharing that, because a lot of realtors out here, we struggle because we're after the money, and money is like, you're trying to catch it, and it's like, just it's so stupid. But I've been doing this now. Oh my gosh, I've been an entrepreneur for more than 29 years when we're making this video right now. 29 years. Thank you so much. And one of the things I learned, I've sold everything, right? Okay, cool. But one thing I learned about being a successful entrepreneur is you don't chase the money, you chase the passion. Chase the passion. Do what you really love, do what you enjoy, and money will come. Just serve the people. Serve the people. Seriously. When you come out here, get your license, you should be thinking about, from your heart, who you're going to help. And then the deals will come. It's interesting. They'll just fall right in your lap. So Kev, right now, why don't we tell them, how do we get connected? You're probably wondering, right? What's up? How do we meet?
So I met Paul on one of my deals. I was the listing agent for the deal. He came in over asking, so this guy, good guy. Yeah. Smoothest transaction I had in my whole career up to that point. And the whole time, I remember I talked to you a few times. The time that you called me and I accepted, I was in Pittsburgh outside my tour bus, and you called and you're like, hey, and the way that you talked to me, I felt like I knew you for years, And sometimes, I don't know if you guys do this too as other agents, this guy.
Conversation, the first step of the sale.
The first step of the sale, conversation. And he talked to me, and we talked maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes. It wasn't long, but there was a connection immediately, and I'm like, I can work with this guy. No matter what happens in this deal, I'm going to be able to work with this guy. And there was another deal I had that was a little bit more that I turned down, because I said to the seller, I said, oh, but I can make this deal work with him. I know it. This other person, they take a 2 days to answer back, and it's just, but this guy, Paul, I can make a deal with him. We go through the whole deal, go through the whole situation. Smooth, man, smooth as eggs. The whole thing's nice. Appraisal's good, inspection's good, everything is nice. And then at closing, you pull up and I meet you at closing, and you were different than I expected. I don't know what I was expecting, but you're a little different than I expected, but very confident, smooth guy, and was aiming to make sure that your customer was satisfied with the whole thing. Yeah. And I love that about you. And I think we connected just based on that. But ultimately, it was your assistant. assistant and your team was so good. And I was just like, man, I talked to this guy twice, and it was the smoothest transaction I've had in my career. And I've only talked to him twice. And there was never a time where I emailed and didn't get anything back. So I was like, man, that's what I want. That's what I need in my life. And then you told me, like, you said, I was like, I need an assistant just like that. You're like, you do? And then he has a company, PMA, Positive Mental Attitudes, that he told me, he's like, we should have lunch. I was like, please, let's have lunch. Yeah. We sat down, had lunch. I wasn't even going there for this. I mean, the lunch was really good. I remember we had Kaluz, cornbread croutons. I'll never forget those croutons. And I remember leaving. I sat down with no expectation, and then I left that meeting, and I left my brokerage the next day, and then I hired one of your assistants from Positive Mental Attitudes, and then doubled my volume the next year.
Oh my God, doubled,
yeah. Because I did 3.5, and when I met you. And then I've done 7 since, so it's only been 2 years. So.
Amazing. You see that? Just the right click, you're just going to click. And
that cornbread crouton, man, it went a long way. It went a really long way.
But the resources.
Yes. And so that was it. I mean, it was, not only were you cool, and, like I said, you were cool, but you had a lot going on, I'm sure, but there was an energy and there was a presence that you took in every moment too. And I was enamored by it. And I'm an entrepreneur as well, so I don't follow money and success more than I follow people. If you're the kind of person I feel like I can learn from, that's what I attach myself to more than I follow some sort of system or a success. I attach with people. Nice. Much more, and so I connected with you immediately, and ever since that day, we've been friends, partners, mentor, mentee, coach, students, all of that. So
love it,
beautiful.
Kevin, thank you so much. Let me kind of explain something to you guys. What was happening here? So we met on a transaction, right? You heard the story, and then Kevin tapped into some resources that we provide, right? My team and my resources. So. When it's all about leveraging, right? Think about this. You might be that realtor right now that you're clocking 10 million a year, or you're clocking 20 million a year. I got friends, we're doing like 100 million a year. Okay, that's cool, understood. Do you think you could do it all by yourself? No. And part of leadership coaching is, and we're getting in that realm right now, right? We're building empires. So you have to have leverage. You must learn to delegate. You must learn to lead. And I'm from the military, so I'm the guy that's going to get out there with the trenches, and I'm going to show you just how to get that $10 million listing. I'm going to show you how to get that $300,000 listing. I'm going to say, I'm going to lead by example. I'm going to guide you. And that's what you have to do. Learn how to leverage people, use your resources. You're having a phenomenal business right now because we aligned everything. That's amazing.
It is. And not only that, it's leveraging it, but it's leveraging your business so that your life is better. If you're leveraging and, like I say, it's not that you're just successful, right? And you have the real estate business that alone, most people would just kind of leave it. But then the coaching is a passion, and I see that as well. But it's being that successful, but also really, really internally happy with your life and your family and everything that you've built outside of it. It doesn't define you, is my point. And I think a lot of people, it does, especially really successful businessmen, they are defined by their success, but I think you're defined by your happiness. And then, but
I teach it.
But you teach it,
But right here, okay. In the books, my second book now, right? You go in here and you're gonna find this little, it looks like a Jamaican flag right here, right? It looks like a Jamaican flag. And it talks about, it says, hey, you want to balance every day your life, your career, your health, and your spirituality.
That was the first coaching we had, and you hadn't even written the book yet. And you pulled out the Jamaican flag and you said that. And then I love how you have it written there. It's like you would think in a book like this, it's all about just like making money and being successful. It's talking about the 5 steps of the sale, but it's really a kind of a thread that you do through your coaching. It's like you're only going to be as successful as you as a person is whole, and I think that the thing that you give, and I'm not to blow too much smoke over you, but
No,
like
thank
truly,
you.
it's you know, you can be successful. Everyone could kind of teach you that, but how are you happy and successful at the same time? And I think that balance that you talk about is so important, and it's something that I think all of your students gain from you.
Yeah, for sure. And I teach that and preach that and work that every single day.
You do.
come to any of the courses that we do, you know, one of the biggest course we have right now, which is the mega course, I love it. It's the actual 90-day course. And you got to click in the details of this description of this video and click on the link that's going to get you into that course. Amazing. But when I created that course, I said, you know what? I got to break you down so I could bring you back up. So if you want to actually transform into permanency of 6 figures and 7 figures, like repeatedly, then you definitely want to look into that 90-day course. It's an amazing course. So, Kevin, like, we got to wrap this up because we could be here all day, man. We're having fun. What's like an impact? Because you kind of said a lot of stuff that you've grown and the business is amazing, but kind of like hit them with something right now. What would you hit them with to say, look, all of this that's happening with Paul and the coaching and the mentoring is like, what's that like?
You know, there's a lot. You know, there's always
For
a lot.
sure,
And when you
yeah.
hit me with these questions, there's always a lot. You know, I would say it's not even something that you're telling me directly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gain things just by osmosis, sort of just being around you, you know. And it's, you know, a lot of the stuff that you teach in the book and a lot of things you teach in coaching matters. But for me, I gain the humility that you have, and I also how you're just very present in every moment. And I use that with my clients now, where, you know, even with our coaching, there's one thing you told me the first day, and this, again, it always blows me away, is that you never look at your phone. And you're super busy, have all these businesses, clients, this and that, appraisal, this, inspections happening, but you're present when we're talking in our coachings. Yeah. And it's 2022, man. Like, you know, how many notifications we have, you know, the fact that you are like that, I take that into my entire life, not just my business. And you said it the first day, you said, because I asked you, I'm like, well, how are you so like this? And you're like, I'm present in every moment. When I'm with my family, I'm present. When I'm with this listing agent, this listing appointment, I am present in that moment. And I think that people feel that off of you, and I know I do. And, you know, so what I get most from you isn't even in your book. It can only be felt if you're with you, you know, if I'm with you. And it's be present in this moment. And that's the way you're going to take advantage of each moment exponentially.
For sure.
You know, so that's the thing I would say. And you don't even know that you do. I mean, you do, and you practice it, but I get it just kind of, it just oozes off of you, and I try to
This is so cool.
bottle it.
Thank you very much. Let me stretch, but you know what? And this is good though, because when I hear what Kevin is saying, you know, it resonates because I've been doing this for 29 years. Mm-hmm. So I kind of like, it's a long time, 29 years. You know, I've got a 30-year-old daughter. So ever since she was a baby, you know, my little pumpkin, you know, she's now a big girl. But I agree, and it's true. I confess, you need to be present in the moment because it actually causes the sales to happen. Interesting.
Explain that.
All right, cool. It's called psychological reciprocity.
Okay.
So in the book, I talk about psychological reciprocity. So there's 5 steps of the sale, right? You've got conversation, you've got curiosity, you've got conviction, you've got desire, and you've got close. But let's just go make it quick. Psychological reciprocity is when you give your prospect, the buyer or the seller, credit for their beliefs. The seller believes it should be overpriced. The seller believes it should be priced this way. The buyer believes that you should offer less. When you give them credit for that belief, they're morally obligated to give you credit for your own belief when you tell them, listen, I want you to know that the offer you're making is not good.
That's so slick, though. That's slick, man. That's
psychological
really slick.
reciprocity. It's in the book. It's in details. But I learned it like back in the 90s. It's crazy. I just exercised it the other day.
Yeah?
Yeah, I exercised it with a client, and I showed them the value of what their beliefs are, And they turned around and gave me like a $2,500 bonus.
People give bonuses now?
Yeah.
Wow.
They respected me so much. They're like, hey, Paul, thank you for everything. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Well, you're
Amazing.
the guru. That's why you have all of these things. And like I said, I don't even know if you, like, I don't think you really know that you're doing it, but it's the 29 years of experience. And that's why I think, you know, for me, I'm happy to do this testimony and be thankful to you for giving some of that knowledge and expertise to us.
Thank you so much.
The new agents, the young agents.
Cool. Let's wrap this up so these people can get out there and start making some money. So we're going to wrap this up so you guys get a chance to start exercising your growth. So Kevin, here's something that I kind of wanted to ask, and then we could move towards just finishing this, right? Like, what would be like something that you say, hey, you know what? You're grateful for inside of our relationship with coaching right now and just our partnering and building your business?
Well, I love that question. You know, I'm a person that always likes to give thanks. My father used to always say it all the time. Yeah. He used to, when I'd finish a conversation, I'd be like, all right, Dad, bye, peace, or whatever I would be saying at the time. And he'd be like, all right, son, give thanks. So I often think about what I'm thankful from in every relationship or every situation I'm into. And I also have an album called Give Thanks. Go get it. My last album I just did. So what I'm thankful for, you know, it may not seem as direct, you know, based on this whole conversation, but what I'm most thankful for you as a coach is your time. Because time is nothing you'll ever get back, yet you'll spend that hour with me, you know, every, you know, week or two, and, you know, and you'll be present for every minute of that. And I know, you know, I'm a busy man as well. I know what that means. And I think for any student or prospective student to know that they're gonna get you, and they're gonna get all of you, 100% of you, and for that 50 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever it is, that's the most valuable thing that you could possibly give to anybody. So that's the thing that I am most grateful for, is you giving your time not just to me, but to so many students out there that, you know, that need it. And you don't have to do it, man. You could just, you know, sell 20 million a year by yourself and, you know, just keep it moving. It's so true. You really could. And yeah. I ask him that all the time. I'm like, why do you even coach? Because I see how many, like every time I look at your Instagram, oh, I just sold. Oh, I just sold $1 million lot. And I'm like, but you still do this, right? Yeah. So that's the thing that I'm most grateful for, because you don't have to do this. So your time is the most valuable thing you have, yet you give it so freely to all your students. So I thank you for that.
You're okay. Thank you so much.
Of course.
We want to wrap this up, guys. I hope you got a lot from this, and it's in my heart. It's in my heart to actually help realtors succeed. I love to see realtors succeed, point blank. It's not about money. I'm grateful to say that. It's not about money, and my customers are my customers, and they always will be, because I cherish them too. And that's why I'll never just give my customers to anybody. I take care of them, and I teach you how to take care of them. And right now, remember, in the description of this video, click on the link that's gonna help you to be successful. I can't tell you to go and get this book tomorrow, but I can tell you one thing: you go get it, you're gonna have my technique that I've been using for 29 years. What's psychological reciprocity? What's the mirror technique? What's the association technique? It's all in here, and I gave my secret to you. So the most important thing right now for you is to know that we are all here to help you succeed consistently. And this is it. I want to leave you with this. Check this out. Check out this question right here. So you're a realtor, right? And would you like to make, like, over 5 years, would you like to make 50,000 one year, 100,000 one year, 50,000 the other year, 80,000 one year, 200,000 on the 5th year? Would you like that? Or would you like 15 years of making six figures consistently, never go below? Which one you want?
I want that second one.
Me too. But I know how to do that.
Yeah.
I know how to do that. I know how to take you to 6 figure and never come down. Anyway, listen, it was a pleasure. Kevin, thank you, my brother. I appreciate it so much, man. All the blessings. And let's go get him, Tiger. I'll see you real soon.